swing my rendition of Sweet Sugar Pie by Old Dirty Bastard. Sweet sugar pie, how I wish you were mine. Oops, hold on. Oh no. Wait a minute. Looking all good, like I know you should.
Like you know you should, yeah. Now, love you down now, baby. Oh, my girlie, sweet, my honey, you look so good to me.
Fondest memory, that's a tough one. A lot of things happened in there over the past 12 years. I would have to say I have two. One is my first day there and my first session with Jay, where we recorded Stick to the Script and Streets is Talking on the same day. It was a memorable experience. It was my first time working with him, my first time really being, in close quarters with him and just getting to exchange ideas and talk about music. And it definitely gave me a confidence booster. And I would say, it's set the tone for the rest of my career. This is the console from Baseline Studios. Mixed many a record and mixed and tracked many a record on this thing, many a classic. Baseline definitely represented the Rockefeller era, and I think Rebel Bass just kind of represents the future, which is yet to come. We can say Baseline represents the Rockefeller era because that era has passed. I can't really say what this will represent, but it just represents whatever is held in the future. The second, and probably parallel to that, is the day I shut it down. It was a great weight lifted off of my shoulders because I felt like, I could get back to being creative again and not have to worry so much about the business aspect of it, The move to Stadium Red came about through a mutual friend of myself and Claude, who is the proprietor here. His name is Ariel Borjal. He's an engineer that I've known since my days of working at the cutting room. I was kind of breaking my head on trying to figure out the next move. And one of the key things about it that really made sense was, aside from me not having to, or from me and my partner no longer having to bear the brunt of dealing with all the business, it allowed me to get back to a focus of what I was doing in terms of me being a producer, not having to worry about running a studio, my partner being a manager and being able to manage the careers of the people she handles. One of the things that we always talk about is it's a start-to-end solution facility. So you could theoretically start your record in here, demo it up, small vocal booth that you can, reference your vocals in, and before you take it to the next phase of actually recording. Not much to see here. Basic Pro Tools setup, MP, Logic, a couple of controllers, but it's all you really need, to get the record popping. The other thing that made it great was that up here, it was a team of people as opposed to just myself and Andy, my engineer. Now in addition to myself and Andy, you also have Ariel. We always have him for the engineering help. So this is where Ariel works his magic. It's a hybrid Pro Tools / analog approach to how he does things. He starts it in the box. He's also got Dangerous Summing unit.
Dangerous.
Along with, you got the whole thing now.
Got the whole and everything.
That's fresh. Omen is a great producer. We also have a full staff, interns, assistants, assistant engineers. We also have mastering in-house, which always makes things a lot easier because even if you're working on something, even if the product isn't finished, I can run it down the hall and say, hey, Ricardo, just do a quick pre-mastering on this just so I get an idea of what I may need to change in our mix or in our production. This is the Sony DMX R100 console, which Ricardo runs everything through. And mastering, even though it's the last part of the process, is definitely the most important because you could put days and weeks and months of hard work into a record, and if it's not mastered properly, all your hard work was for nothing because your record will sound terrible. Seriously, this is the Master Break 8200 Grade EQ. And this is a prism compressor. Also very, very, very expensive. Apogee Rosetta AD converters, 2 de-essers. It's a very simple setup compared to what you might see in some mastering labs, but sometimes less is more. When you have that many talented people who specialize in things under one roof, things can only get better, and they have, exponentially. And this room was designed by Omni Consumer Products, OCP, from Detroit. They also designed RoboCop, and then they came through and designed our studio. And this is the final stop and destination, which is Studio B, aka the Rebel Base at Stadium Red. Very much a nod to the future while remaining rooted in the past in terms of what we do. This is the SSL AWS 900, fully upgraded with all the latest specs to give it the same functionality as the SE Plus version of the console. Again, these are custom George Augsburger designed monitors. They are very loud. One of the key things about the studio, we wanted to get a little bit of a personality without going overboard and being overbearing about it. So it definitely has that futuristic look, but there are also little nods to the 80s, to the past, kind of just scattered around the room. You have the OCP logo right here. There's a Thundercats thing right here. This is the flux capacitor, which actually powers our room with 1.21 gigawatts. If you ever want to get, Elvis Presley on a guitar track, you can kind of just turn this thing on, go back to 1955, grab him up, bring Michael J. Fox with you, come back, and you're good. And I think that's pretty much all I can show you guys now. So you definitely have a good idea of the mindset we were in when we created this studio, what we have to offer here collectively, individually, and as a team. And if you're down on your luck, you have a great diagram on how to rob us, because you now know everything that is in this place and where it's all accessed. However, be aware that on Saturday I will be receiving my mountain lion. And you probably won't get too far once he's gotten a feel for the place. He's gonna be our studio security. If you can get us a security guard, you can get a rent-a-cop. He can't have a gun. He can maybe have mace, maybe a taser. You just get a mountain lion. Who's gonna mess around when you got a mountain lion?
James Jackson.